What are some of the major mistakes that Azimio made during the 2022 presidential campaign that made them lose the seat? Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time you're watching a video, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support that you can always give us. My name is Abel Mukwa. Now, let me dive into this current topic that I'm talking about, the mistakes that Azimio made during the 2022 presidential campaign and elections generally. Now, first of all, there's one major mistake that I want to talk about here. To begin with, Raila had very good people from every part of the country. He had people who were leading the coast, Nyanza, Western, Kombani, and Northeastern. These were very strong people politically. But now there was a big mistake that happened. Raila, first of all, before he started the official campaign of Azimio as a presidential candidate, he had a series of visits from to every part of the country where he was campaigning for BBI, which was later on thrown out. After BBI was thrown out, then he started now moving around, collecting some views on one or two things, and then that culminated to a huge event that was at Kasarani. That is 2022, of which you all remember that he had such a kind of an event. Now, in that event, Kasarani was full. That means that the support was huge. It was massive. Compared to what happened in Nyayo Stadium with His Excellency William Ruto, it was not something to compare because it was the best meeting that they ever had as Azimio. Now, but where did they go wrong? You know, there are very many things that are very visible from the naked eye that they really didn't do and they were supposed to do, because Ruto, first of all, he had very youthful young guys who could move from one place to another. Ruto could do 4 counties in a day, have very many journeys, very many trips, and still in all these trips he had made stopovers and spoke enough to the people. But Azimio, because of Raila's energy, could go to 1 county at a go, or even 2. But even if he goes to 1 county, he does not really move around the way Ruto could do because of the energy aspect. But now, Azimio had to work hard so that they could ensure that they have neutralized the energy of Ruto, which they did not capitalize on. Now, what mistake did they do? Raila had Joho from the coast, for instance. But whenever Raila went to Northeastern, he went to Kisii, he went to Nyanza, Joho was always with him. Now, at this point when Joho was moving the Raila, what was happening in the coast? That is the question that the Azimio people did not ask themselves, because they didn't interrogate their buckets. They thought they have the support, or they ignored that they had their support, because actually it was ignorance. Now, let me give you an example of the coast. The percentage Ruto got from the coast was huge. There was a serious increment. People say he maintained Uhuru's support, and others say he slightly improved at the coast region. Okay, so therefore, I want to say that they failed at the coast because they have governors, and even they have UDA governors, perhaps for like place like Kwale County. You know, that was a loss to them because, you know, they had someone like Samboja, whom they lost as Azimio. You know, this means that Azimio itself, it did not organize themselves from their buckets. This was the thing they were supposed to do. Joho could have remained and campaigned seriously at the coast. As Raila moves around the country, they know that Joho is taking care of the coast. You reach to the people now and then and remind them what Raila wants, why he's there, and lay a strategy to ensure that the votes from coast region are protected. The same case to Raila's backyard, that is the Luo Nyanza. We had most of the Luo politicians moving the Raila from one place to another. But in real sense, back in their home, they didn't mobilize enough for voting and even during the registration of voters. We realized that there were low turnout of registration of voters during the 2022 elections, because particularly from Nyanza, where Raila was supposed to have a huge turnout for registration. Now, consequently, again, during the elections, there was a low turnout. The percentage of the people who turned out to vote was very low compared to 2017. That means Raila did not really tell his troops to go and mobilize the people in their buckets. People like James Orengo, people like Opiyo Wandayi, people like John Mbadi, moving the Raila to the coast, that does not add anything on the table, because generally the coast people are there to come and vote for him, or even look for him for vote on his behalf. Instead of going back to their home, they decided to be with Raila to impress people where they come from so they can get elected. This kind of politics, this kind of campaign must come to an end. If today Raila took his people and they are campaigning, they go to their buckets. By the time Raila gets there, the ground is already well. They take care of every form of attack they get from the other opponents. But now, Azimio just visited their buckets just as they did to other places. you find that Luo Nyanza, Raila goes there once, he goes, the whole troop, the whole team goes to, for instance, in Kisumu. Martha Karua is there, Raila is there, this person is there. I mean, everybody was there. So by the time they leave, okay, they all leave and go and leave the opponents to come and neutralize the effect. That is one of the major mistakes they did. Now, why do I say that was a big mistake, moving around with the kingpins around? One is that if we check what happened in the gubernatorial seat whose election were postponed, for instance, in Kakamega and Mombasa, I can tell you that if Azimio did what they did during that time, during the gubernatorial elections, then that means Azimio could have clinched the presidential seat. Why? During the campaign for the gubernatorial seat, for instance, in Mombasa, or for instance in Kakamega, the people of Mombasa, that's Ali Hassan Joho, they camped there. Raila actually didn't visit for campaign. The people of Kakamega, they camped there. Raila even didn't visit there. But these people won the seat comfortably. That's why I'm saying that. If this could have gone back to the buckets, just like, and then Raila keeps visiting with a few number of people, then it could have been easier for them to at least mobilize more people and at least learn on how to protect their votes from their strongholds. If this is the first time you're watching a video, kindly make sure once again to subscribe, like and comment, because that's the best support that you can always give us. And if you think there's another mistake that Azimio made, kindly make sure that you drop your comment and we'll be able to reply to you. Thank you so much.